Hello and welcome to Fast Break Radio for round 13, round 14. And I know I've been away. I apologize to you viewers and listeners every week. And yes, I've been away in New South Wales seeing family. And that's why I haven't had a show for 2 weeks. So I apologize for that. But we're back and we've got some big news and some big guests, which we can talk about. But the main one is, as you might have seen, I've got a brand new sponsor, and Ace Ballers have jumped on and supporting the show. So I appreciate them, and I'm so excited for stuff. What we're going to do. I've got a lot coming, and a bit of a collaboration with them, and very excited to have them join the show. So I thank them as a brand new sponsor, and also Bass Compression, as you know, supporting the show, and Hoop with them. So shout out to my sponsors as always at the start of the show. And we better get into it because we've got a very big show. And as always, we're starting in the women's division. And joining me, someone I've needed to get on the show for a while. She's been trying to get her on the show, and I'm thankful she's jumped on this weekend. It's Asianae Johnson from the Joondalup Wolves. AJ, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thank you for having me, bro.
No worries. And AJ, with the Joondalup Wolves, and I feel like you're one of the most exciting players and no lie, like one of the most exciting players that we have maybe this year, and one of the most exciting players that I've seen in our league in a long time. So, and that's not just because I've had you on the show, that's genuine. So I think you're a very entertaining player, and you're very skillful.
Thank
you
you,
can shoot the ball, you can play defense, and you're super quick up the floor, and you're really good at finding your teammates. So I just wanted to let you know, I think, one of the most exciting players I've seen in the league for a while.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot.
Well, as well, you love to get up and about. You love, get really excited, pump up your teammates, and very exciting player. Play with your heart, and it's amazing. Well, it's great to see, and especially for someone your size as well. You're getting inside with the bigger girls and putting your body on the line as well. So very exciting to watch you play. But I guess your first time in Australia, I think, if I'm correct. How's it been so far outside of basketball, kind of adjusting to life in Australia?
Oh man, it's been good, bro. It's so crazy because before I signed, I had a conversation with Mitch, and we sat down, and he basically broke everything down to me and stuff like that. And I just signed up, and I was like, yeah, like I'm ready to go. Outside of that, mostly it's more of like, bro, I didn't know I was coming from Poland and coming
Yeah.
straight into winter again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it was kind of like, because the only thing I packed was just shorts, man. I only packed shorts coming here. So
Yeah.
I had to do some shopping when I first got here. So
Damn, they didn't let you know. They didn't let you
no,
know.
man, they didn't let me know, but
No.
it's okay though. It's fine.
Yeah, so getting a new wardrobe, and it's amazing. You've got an amazing team.
Yeah.
I know sitting 5-10 at the moment in 10th position, but there's still time to hopefully get in that top 8. And your team is definitely a team that should be in that top 8. And I guess I've spoken to Kim Pierre-Louis earlier on in the season. A very amazing player as well as yourself.
Sure.
You're averaging just about 18 points a game. About 4 rebounds and 3 assists a game. And then, you've got Yamaya Morris on this team, Awatia Leach, Ella Thornton-Elliott, Ty Boland, some of the young girls in Quergaio. There's a lot to like about this roster. And what do you like about playing with some of those girls I mentioned, and even this team this year?
I would definitely say just chemistry, bro. I feel like that's the most important thing, especially when it comes down to playing on a team full of girls that you have never met, that have known each other for so long, and being able to click in such a short amount of time, and learn each other's tendencies, learn how to play with each other on the court, and just knowing how to operate within that system that we have, within the players that we have that's out on the floor, whatever it may be, and just having great bench players, having great teammates. It's always good to know when your teammates have your back in a game situation, outside of the court, whatever it may be.
And like I said, Yamaya Morris has played in the WNBL. She's played at the highest level here in Australia. So amazing player to have on the team, and so strong inside. She's averaging about 10 points, 9 rebounds a game. It must be so easy when you have someone like that, just to be able to pass it inside and spot up. Well, just post up, and even Kim as well, great inside. But playing with someone like Yamari, who's played at a high level, it
Yeah.
must be nice to have someone like her on the team as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like Gemai's my roommate as well, so we see each other every day. And just coming in, we clicked instantly. So
Mm,
always having a good relationship with your bigs is very important as a point guard. Just to know like where they receive the ball at, and Yamai being so tall that she is, being such a dominant person in the paint.
mm,
That's something that is admired, something that we need, and for her to come out every day and just consistently prove herself means a lot, and it means a lot to this team, bro.
mm. I'm not sure about your team in Poland, but here you've got yourself and two Americans. How is that to have well, sorry, Kim being Canadian, my
Yeah,
bad.
Canadian.
Sorry about that. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I interviewed her. I should know. No,
Yeah.
Kim being Canadian, but you could say you guys are somewhat very close, being in
Yeah.
countries. Your Maya being American. How does that? How is that? Does that make is I guess is it more make you feel more comfortable to have girls from maybe back home and very close like Canada as well on this roster?
Yeah, of course, like for sure. Just being able, like, they understand the language, they understand, where we're coming from, how much we had to put in order to get where we are right now. And yeah, just having great teammates like that, also having really, really smart basketball players, surrounding, and also like being in a position to where we can all make a positive impact on the court. So that's
Mm.
the big thing.
And this season, first time head coach, for Mitch, him being the head coach this year.
Yeah.
And I know you spoke to him in the off season, and I guess
Yeah.
you were a huge kind of player he was looking to sign, and thankfully he, they got your
Yeah.
got you on the team. But how's it been to be coached by Mitch, and especially he's still a young guy as well, so
Yeah,
he's also learning.
for
But
sure.
what's it like working with him?
Mitch is a great guy. He's very understanding. He's very um he pays attention to detail, and I feel like that's the most important thing when it comes to being a coach, especially
Mm,
like your first year. Like every detail is so important, and putting detail and putting emphasis on the little things as well when it comes down to coaching, and like learning how I learn, learning how another player learns, or like just putting us in positions to where we can be successful on the court, and also like the relationship off the court. Like he's
mm,
the best guy. He's super funny. He's very much a basketball nerd, and I love that about him because I am too. So we always
mhm.
talk about basketball. We talk about the WNBA, the NBL, the NBA. So we're always having conversations. They're always laughing it up, and we have a really good relationship.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, shout out to Mitch as well. As I said, first year at the helm at Joondalup, and a very successful club. You're coming into a
yeah,
very successful club, and a lot of the fans they want success because in the past that's how it's been.
yeah,
But for you, how excited are you to be with the Wolves? Because it's easy to say they have the best game nights, the best home games, some of the best fans in the league,
yeah,
and some of the best facilities. You must at least been happy when you've seen
yeah.
the Wolves and how they run everything. Very professional club,
Very.
and it must have been easier to kind of fit in and kind of get acquainted with this group.
No, it was definitely super easy. I remember when I first landed and Mitch picked me up from the airport, and we spoke and everything, chopped it up, and he took me to the gym, and I remember driving past and I was like, this whole thing is us. He's like, yeah, this is the arena that we're in, and just seeing how it looks like earlier in the day, during game
Yeah.
days, and then it's like during that night that we have the game, it just completely it transcends everything, and it just shows how good of an organization this is. And
Mm.
yeah, man, it's really good.
Yeah, and home games are crazy. The fans are
Crazy.
crazy as well. Like not every team has a fan base like that. So
Yeah.
how great is it have them backing you every home game and have them cheering, because
Yeah.
it's a tough place for opponents to come and play at Arena Joondalup.
Yeah, but that's what we want. We want our arena to be a tough place to play at. We
Mm-hmm.
want it to be where it's like people come and they're like, this is a tough place, but we need to get this done. And also going against a tough team such as
Mm-hmm.
us, it doesn't really matter where we stand in the standings. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, they know anytime they come and they play us, it's gonna be a fight, and we're gonna have fans behind us backing that up as well. Commentating in the crowd. Just really amping things up. We have really, really, really good fans, and the support is amazing. And I hope we continue to have that support.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
well, AJ, we'll go to the games that we had in round 13, and it's getting so close to the end of the season. And as I mentioned, that for anyone listening, anyone viewing, the tickets for the RAC Grand Final are on sale now. So anyone looking to grab their tickets to the Grand Final, a great night. We've had 2 years so far at RAC Arena. And it's a great night. So depending on who's going to be there, as we said, we don't know who's going to be there at the moment, but definitely get your tickets, because they're gonna run out pretty fast. So hopefully you'd like to take your Wolves to RXC Arena and hopefully maybe win a championship. That's the goal for everyone. So
Oh, for sure.
so for all the Wolves fans out there, definitely grab your tickets. And there's also courtside boxes available, and also any sponsors looking to get involved. So definitely look for your tickets early. But first off, the Coburn Cougars getting 116 to 111 win on Friday. And this is a very big win. And they had a very big weekend as well. Darcy Garvin, 38 points, 14 rebounds. Jewel Williams with 23 points, 9 assists. And then Sierra Walker with 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Jesse Edwards with 16 points. And then Lakeside as well. Delaney Crawford, 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. And then Hawaii Orangi as well, 24 points, 3 rebounds. Esmeralda Morales as well, 18 points. Sam Lubke as well, adding 13 in this one. I don't know if you know, I know you were a little bit late to the team, but there's a lot of great guards in this league. Like I just mentioned, Jewel Williams, Sierra Walker, and even Esmeralda Morales from the Lakeside Lightning. I don't know if you've played them, because I know round 1 Wolves played them. But is there anyone else in the league that you really kind of enjoy going up against? Maybe it might even be it might be someone else, but or any guards you enjoy going head to head with this season so far?
Yeah, for sure. Tough. I could definitely say after we played Warwick the first time at their
Mm-hmm.
gym, I could definitely say Chloe Foster
Yeah.
for sure. She's has a high IQ level, and going against her, she's very tactical, and it makes the game even better when you play against somebody that thinks the same way that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a great player, man. Like super
Yeah.
great player. Who else? Sydney Wright, also a really good point
Yeah.
guard.
Mm-hmm.
And the who did we play yesterday from Perth Wildcats? Ashby.
Sam. Yeah. From the
Yes, yeah,
Redbacks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, bro.
Sam Ashby. Yeah.
Bro, she like I felt like I
Mm-hmm.
was guarding Steph. Like like it's just
Yeah.
constant motion, constantly running, constantly trying to fight over those screens that they're setting for her, constantly trying to put her in uncomfortable predicaments to make it harder for her and not, that's the only thing that I really do, man. I just want to make people's life hell whenever I guard them.
Yeah.
Make it tough, like have them do things that they're not normally wanting to do and put them in situations where they have to earn every bucket that they get.
Yeah. Mm.
And so yeah, but shout out to those guards, man.
Mm.
Great players. I don't really know them off the court, but I know they're great people. So yeah.
Yeah, no, shout out to them. Chloe Forster, amazing. She's
Oh
been
yeah, for sure.
someone I feel like could be in the MVP race.
Yeah,
And the same there as well. So no, shout out to them. And yeah, Sam Ashby's having amazing.
for
Uh,
sure.
well, since she's come into the league, coming back from Germany, she's also represented Great Britain as well. So she's played at the that level as well.
Solid.
But yeah, played in the UK as well. And then it was the Perry Lakes Hawks getting a win, 100 to 93 win against the Willerton Tigers. And a huge game for McKenna Marissa. Wow, 41 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists for her in this one. And then Maddie Zugner as well, big double-double, 20 points, 13 rebounds. And then Emily Beggs as well with 15 points and 5 assists. And then for Willerton, Emma Calvert as well, 29 points, 9 rebounds. Ruby Porter as well, 26 points, 6 assists. Remy Hearn as well, adding 13 points. And Nija Collier as well, only the 3 points, but 12 rebounds for her. Someone I haven't seen in person yet, but I really want to get down and see her. She was the newest signing for them a few weeks ago, so super excited to see her. Emma Gandini, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 steals. So unlucky in that 7-point loss. And Tigers, not doing exactly what they thought they would do this year, but they've had lots of ins and outs, and signings that haven't come back to Australia, and everything like that. So unfortunately, not the best season so far for them, but hopefully there's some time for them. And then I was commentating in this one, the Warwick Senators getting the win over the Eastern Suns. And the Suns, a very young team, and that they really took it to this Senators team. And as you mentioned, AJ, Senators are a great team. You've seen them twice this year. 89-80 win for the Senators. Kind of weird was massive in this game. She couldn't miss from the 3-point line. 26 points.
she's still shooting like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, bro.
And they shot crazy from the 3-point
Yeah.
line as a team. AJ, 72% from the 3-point line as a team.
Bro,
So,
but they're so hard to guard because they're so versatile. Like
yeah.
they're so versatile. Like you have bigs that could step out on the perimeter. You have guards
Mm-hmm.
that can get downhill, guards that can make plays, guards that could shoot, bigs that could shoot. They're so versatile, and I think they're gonna be a really big threat,
Mm-hmm.
leading up to the games, and probably for a championship contender. So
Yeah, well, they got to the grand final last year and
yeah.
just couldn't get it done. But Mackenzie Clinch-Hoycard as well, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Chloe Forster as well, 19 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Greta Kampschroeder as well with 11 points, 5 assists. And I'd say you've done your homework on this team, but a full team of WNBL players, kind of weird plays for the Perth Lynx. Mackenzie Clinch-Hoycard plays as well. Chloe Forster, I think it was for Townsville. And Kiara Waite as well for the Lynx. Nat Burton as well. She's played for Australia before, so they've got an amazing roster and some of their young players. Isabel Andrew as well. Katie Cummings. They've got a full team of young really good players and some vets as well. And then Eastern Suns, as I said, they had a really good game. Trista Hull, 19 points, 14 rebounds. She was kind of the anchor in this one. Gabby Bronson as well with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Danae Sivic as well coming off the bench with 13 points. And Alyssa Bowen as well, 19 points off the bench. Unlucky they couldn't get that win. But hopefully they can build on, as the weeks come and before the end of the season, they still have a chance maybe to make finals. And then on Saturday as well, it was the Goldfields Giants with the win against the Slammers at Eaton Rec Centre. 90-57 win. And Lacey Ramaker as well, 24 points, 13 rebounds. It was Hoyt with 16 and 7. Bri Bailey with 10 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. And amazing game. What can you say about Sierra Moore? 21 points, 16 rebounds, 12 assists in a triple-double with 4 steals. I don't know how much you've seen of Sierra, but you would have seen her on, on the socials and everything like that, all the highlights really amping up Sierra. I spoke to Sierra last show a few weeks ago. Great person off the court, great person on the court, I guess. But I don't know if you've seen much of her here, AJ. But she's an exceptional talent.
No, we actually played against each other in Poland.
That's it. No, that's it. I was going to ask you, AJ. She did mention. So that's amazing as well. How weird is that the basketball world's so small?
Crazy.
Because I remember I was thinking in my head who played against AJ because she did mention it on the show. But she's an exceptional talent, and you know a lot about her.
Yeah, bro. Especially playing against her in Poland is just it's hard to guard her because she's so athletic and she finishes so well around the rim, and she's also a really, really good rebounder. Like it was like even when we played against each other in Poland, it was just like she's up and down really, really quick, like rebounding, pushing the floor, and having somebody at her height to be able to do that, like, push the ball up the floor and operate within that is great. Like she's a great player, man.
Yeah.
Really.
So shout out to Sierra. That's a huge
Yeah, shout
game.
out to her, man.
Have you been able to connect with her, or even when you're in Poland, or even here, have you been able to have a chat with her?
Ah, sadly, no, but hope who
Really?
never knows. Yeah, who knows? We might when everything is said and done, or we might play on the same team. Who knows? But the
Mm.
basketball world is small. We'll probably meet each other again.
Yeah, well, definitely. She'd definitely love to talk to you. I'd say she's an amazing, really nice
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
And that's interesting. You talk about Poland and also here because
Hmm.
that's crazy. And then Rachel Pettit, 19 points for her. Delaney Byrne as well. She's been playing really well, 17 points and 13 rebounds. So a big win for the Giants there. And I think they're top six, so they're in sixth position at the moment. So they'd love to get in that top five. Now, the Wilton Tigers going down to the Coburn Cougars, 76-77. The Wilton Tigers, when I actually tuned into this game at halftime, they were up and they were actually looking in control of this one. They only scored 9 points in the fourth quarter. The Cougars 27, and Sierra Walker as well hitting a buzzer beater down by 2, a 3-pointer, and winning the game was a huge. It's actually on. If anyone hasn't seen it, it'll be on the socials for the NBL1 and the NBL1 West. So go and check that out. But yeah, Ruby Porter huge in this one. 34 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Nija Collier as well with 10 and 7. Emma Gandini 8 and 11. Emma Calvert a little bit not to what we'd usually expect from her, but 6 points, 9 rebounds. And then for Coburn, Jessie Edwards 33 points, 13 rebounds. Danny Raber 16 and 12. Then Sierra Walker with the 13 points. So a massive game for the Cougars, and they'll be happy to take that one away. And Willerton upset they couldn't have another win. But then East Perth Eagles taking on the Rockingham Flames in this one. Stacey Barr, 24 points and 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Then Brooke Malone, 24 and 3. Sarah Mortensen, massive triple-double for her, 11 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. And then Sydney Wright with 11 points. And shout out to Jade Williams as well, 10 points, 5 rebounds. And you know Jade very well. Shout out to Jade. She's been on the show before. I was a bit tough on her at the start of the season. I was commentating, and I said I don't know much about Jade, and I think she needs to do a lot better. And she proved me wrong. She's had a very good, since then, maybe round 2, round 3, she's had a very good season. And coming from Duke as well, and I guess it's cool for you to hang out with Jade and also hang out with other Americans, which I feel like in maybe other leagues you wouldn't really get. But here in Australia, it seems like the imports really get together and really connect. And but she's an amazing talent, and it must be good to go up against her as well when you guys play.
For sure. Me and Jade met my first year overseas. She was my roommate, and we clicked ever since then. So it was so crazy when she signed and I found out she was going to Australia, and then I signed and I found out I was
Uh-huh.
going to Australia. We're in the same part of Australia. What a
Mm-hmm.
coincidence is that? So
Yeah.
crazy, but yeah, as soon as I found that out, I think I was like a weekend, and I took the drive down to the city and we just hung out and went to the beach and got some food, and we just talked. And like, she's such a great person, man. She's such a great
Mm.
person.
That's crazy, though. I actually didn't know. I thought you guys might have met over here. But wow, so you played as well.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
as we say, such a small
Such a
community.
small world,
Yeah,
yeah, bro.
a small
Yeah.
world. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to Jade. And this was a massive win, especially against the Rockingham Flames. They've been rolling. Amy Atwell coming back from 3-on-3 duties, 26 points, 4 assists. Tej Morel, 20 points, 16 rebounds. Sarah Puckett as well with 20 points in this one. A massive game for those 3 girls, but unlucky with the loss. And then also we'll move to your girls, just going down to the Perth Redbacks, 88-90. And the Redbacks, this year they were supposed to have Annalie Maley, who's moved on to the New York Liberty, and she's there doing her thing. But the Redbacks have actually, since getting Paddy Brosman back, they've actually looked pretty good. But in this one, Kim Pierre-Louis, 29 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. AJ Johnson as well, 16, 3 and 3 for yourself. Yamaya Morris, 14 points, 7 rebounds. And even Rosie Deegan off the bench, 16 and 9 for her. And she's been coming off injury after injury for years. She's been struggling with some injuries. And it's really good to see her really putting up good numbers, 14 points a game, 5 rebounds. I don't know if you know much about, Rosie. She started her career here in WA with the Perth Redbacks, and then went on to play women's AFL, women's footy, and then played for the Rockingham Flames last year, only playing 5 games. And but she's done really well for the Wolves this year.
For sure. I know this is like becoming crazy, but I played against Rosie in college.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy because when I had first signed and Mitch put me in the group chat, he's so funny, bro. He drops a highlight of Rosie giving me straight work and
Wow.
just really killing us. And it was super funny, and just being able to meet her in person and not be going against her, and actually being on the same team, and talking about college and everything that had happened, but also talking about the career that she's having and coming off the injury that she had. And I give her so much props, and we give her so much confidence. Like, we literally pour into her every day because she's such a great person and such a great player, and she's just that spark that we needed in order for us to continue to maneuver throughout these standings. And shout out to her. Like, she's such a great player, bro. Yeah.
And that was when she was at Davidson?
Yeah.
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 So, shout out to her.
Yeah.
That's amazing as well. So I thank you for
Yeah,
sharing
no
that. That's
problem, bro.
crazy. And then also Paddy Brosman, 20 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists. Sam Ashby with 15 points, 4 rebounds as well. And then Alaska Reebok, who's come back from an ACL injury, looking great, 19 points, 9 rebounds. And I know, sorry it was against you, AJ, but I'm really happy for Alaska. She's a young up-and-coming player, and suffered an ACL injury last year, and she's only been back a couple weeks. So I know it was 19 against you guys, but very happy to see her do that. So, Perth, with Paddy Brosman, Sam Ashby, Shanae Hartree, Sophie Doran, a great defender in the league. And then you got, as I said, Alaska Reebok and Olivia Berry coming off the bench. They're a really good team, and I guess it's tough for us sitting here now going down, but it looked like a really good game, a good matchup. And I guess what I always like to hear the positives. So what kind of positives can you take from this game?
Definitely just our pride. I feel like earlier in the season, that was something that we spoke so much about, having pride and not being able to sulk whenever we did not get stops or did not get rebounds, did not
Yeah.
get, scores on the offensive end. And that's exactly what had happened last night. We were down by 19, and I think we came back, tied the game. It just shows grit, it shows how much we are willing to put in and how much effort we're willing to do in order to get back into the game, in order to fight for a dub on our home floor, especially in front of our fans. So that's the most important thing, and that's, yeah, bro, like, that's just so
Yeah.
important. Like, that's the best positive thing that I could think of right now.
Yeah. Well, it was 18 points difference in
Oh.
the second quarter.
Ah.
So 32, they scored 32 points in the second quarter. You guys were 14. So a huge run for them. And then tied up the third quarter, 16 apiece. And then fourth quarter, you girls did your best at a run, 29-17. So finishing on a high, I guess. And that's a tough loss. But hopefully this week, Mitch will get you girls ramped up, ready for for next week, which we can talk about. But before we learn more about UAJ, the Madja Magic had a very good win against the Goldfields Giants on Sunday. Madja 91 and the Giants 79. Very big game for the Magic, and I would have maybe gone with the Giants in this one. I think they've been an exceptional team this year. But Claire Jacobs, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Sean Hayward, 20 points. Michaela Pivic, another triple-double for her. 14 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists. And then Mia Jacobs, she's back from the States after graduating. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. So that's great to have her back. And then for Goldfields, it was Hazel Yam as well. Top scoring in this one, 19.6 assists. Delaney Byrne with 12 points, 11 rebounds. Sierra Moore only playing the 11 minutes in this one, and 11 points, 3 rebounds. So not 100% sure if there's a serious injury, but I'll actually have to look into it this week. So yeah, that's not great signs for Giants fans. But hopefully she is okay. I think she'd said. I think I spoke to her off air. She'd be maybe struggling with a knee or a shins or something. I don't know. So hopefully she's okay. But yeah, that's all the games for round 13 in the NBL1 West for this week. And before we get into round 14, AJ, let's dig into you so the listeners, the viewers can learn about you. And yeah, as a lot of people know, you're from Brooklyn,
Yeah.
and yeah, I guess New York, Brooklyn, I guess around that area.
Yeah.
It's known. It's like the mecca of basketball. That's what people would say. It's gritty street ball, and a lot of greats have come from your area. And I don't know if you're a Nets fan or if you're a Knicks fan, but yeah, Knicks had a very big win in the championship after 50 something years. But yeah, how was it growing up in Brooklyn for you?
Growing up in Brooklyn is just as everyone sees it. It's hard, gritty, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also it's a city of you just have to be tough, bro. Like you have to be tough and you have to be
Mm-hmm.
mentally strong in order to be successful. I feel like it's so much pressure when it comes to playing in New York, playing against people that I've played against in high school, played against people that
Mm-hmm.
I've sometimes played against in college. It brings you back to a state of it's either kill or be killed. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I would rather be the dog in the situation. You know, I would rather be the
Mm-hmm.
dog. I would rather have that dog mentality than be eaten. So that's just how it is, bro. Growing up in New York is just tough, tough love. So you just
Mm-hmm.
gotta be tough. You just gotta be level headed whatever you do. Yeah.
Do you think that definitely because that's exactly how you play. You play really tough, up in your face, and yeah, I guess that's a big reason for well coming from Brooklyn is a big reason of how your game is, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Just it playing in New York, especially when it comes to because people have this stigma of we play like highlight basketball or we're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like it's like you're playing against a highlight reel. You're playing against
Uh-huh.
street ball is like we're outside, but like we all were raised that way. We all we're very like showing people like we play with our
Mm-hmm.
hearts. We have our hearts on the sleeve whenever we play basketball. We play with so much emotion, and I feel like that's just the way that I was raised to play because it shows that you care. You know, it shows that you're willing to risk it all on the court. It shows that you're willing to do whatever it takes in order to win, bro, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
most important thing.
Yeah. And are you a Knicks fan? Were you happy about that win this week?
Was I? Was I? I've always been a Knicks fan, man. It's always I've always been a Knicks fan. I knew it was Knicks in 5 before anybody else started saying it. So
and
shout out to them, bro.
and yeah, the whole of New York went crazy. You
Crazy.
know, there was rioting. Well, not rioting, but there was some big. That's how New York
Yeah.
is, you know. So
Yeah, that's how it is, man. We ride hard. We ride hard for New York. Real New Yorkers, we know we ride hard for New York. So,
yeah, I want to ask you. There's so many legends that have come from New York. If listeners are into hip hop, I'm a big hip hop head. You know, we know Biggie's from there, Jay Z. I guess there's so many more Nas. There's so many hip hop legends that come from New York.
yeah.
Um, Rakim is my favorite artist. You know, from that era. Like I apologize to all the Biggie fans and everything, but Rakim is
Yeah.
my one of my favorites. So, is there a favorite hip hop artist or even like someone that has come from New York, like a basketball player or something that you really looked up to, and yeah, someone you really enjoy?
Epiphany Prince, bro.
Yeah.
Growing up and
And
having having
even
that
like Wu
stick.
Tang. Wu Tang's amazing. Like
Yeah. Wu
amazing.
Tang too. Who else? Jay-Z. Who else?
Yeah.
So many people. It's crazy because it's just so many people that comes out of New York and they just transcend the game, bro. It's just so many. I can't even think of it right now, but
Yeah.
it's many.
Yeah. No, so amazing. And look, I've never been to the States. I think New York is like the on a lot of people's bucket list. So I'd definitely love to get to New York.
You should definitely
And
go.
yeah, and
Yeah.
also see New Jersey. I'm a big Sopranos fan, so I'd love to go over to New Jersey where it was shot and see that. My wife loves the New Jersey Devils, the ice hockey team and stuff. So love to do all that. But yeah, I'd love to get to New York one day. But yeah, and let's talk about your college career. And I guess you previously, well, I know the big kind of school you went to was Mississippi State, but wasn't where you started. At Saint, I'm going to ruin the name, Saint
Bonaventure. St.
Bonaventure. Yeah,
Bonnie's.
yeah, yeah. So talk about your college career and
Mhm.
I guess moving from school and I guess yeah how you did in your college career.
Uh, Coming into college, it was really tough. My freshman year, especially the summer sessions. It was something that I had to adapt to. It was a lot, coming in and you're thinking you're the fastest, the quickest, the strongest player, but you're
Hmm.
not. It's it's like 10 other people that could do the same exact thing that you could do, but better. So it
Hmm.
it, it really made me want to work harder, made me want to do better and focus on the details. And going into my sophomore year, just able to expand my game, same thing as my junior year and my final year of undergrad. It was mostly just I just wanted to have progress every year that I was there in order to move on to Mississippi State where I was at, and just really showcase what I have on a bigger stage. And that's exactly what I did. And yeah, it really took off. I think that made my career even better. Going against the best of the best in one of the top five school, and playing against some really, really good people that's in the WNBA right now, overseas as well, WNBL, whatever it may be. And,
Hmm.
just being able to show that I can contend on this floor as well. Like I could be a big part of to a bigger piece, and it worked out, man. We made it to the tournament, we made history, and it was a really
Hmm.
great experience.
Yeah, amazing. I think any major school, like I said, Jade Williams going to Duke. There's like even you going to Mississippi State, some great schools for women's division as well. But I'm just reading, especially like personally about you, which stands out. One of I don't know if it is now your favorite movie or still your favorite movie, but I know you said The Lion King is like one of your favorites. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies as well is Training Day.
Oh man,
Yeah, so
that's a
that's
classic, bro.
yeah, so so amazing movie. Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. Denzel, all of his movies. Very big fan. So yeah,
For
that's I
sure.
just thought I'd share. Just thought I mentioned that. Training Day is a great.
Yeah,
It's
great movie.
definitely in my top five.
Great
Uh,
movie.
but yeah, no, as well. And I actually want to. I always love to ask my guests how they kind of got into basketball. Was it something that you picked up yourself, maybe through friends, or was it kind of parents giving you the basketball?
My mom actually played basketball, so
Yeah.
she was really big, but she wasn't a guard like me. She was more of like a 4 or 5, and
Okay.
sadly, I didn't get the height. Sadly, but
Yeah.
I guess me being able to jump really high makes up for it, whatever it may be. But
Yeah.
standing coming from a mom of 5'9", 5'10", and my dad was 6'3", and I'm just sitting at 5'7", kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, my mom, she played basketball, and I remember when I was young, I was a very seasonal athlete. Like whatever sport was in season, I played. I
Yeah.
played soccer, I played whatever it may be.
Wow.
I even got into tennis a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was natural. It wasn't forced. I just picked up the ball and I wanted to learn how to do certain moves, and I just never let it go, bro.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, you played soccer, which is amazing. Actually, you would have played soccer. Are you supporting USA in the World Cup right now?
For sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Shout out to the USA team.
Shout out
I'm
to the
born.
USA team.
Look, I'm Australian. I love Australia. But I was from the UK, so I support England. Yeah, I always hate to say that because I live in Australia and I love my country, but
Mm.
yeah, born in the UK, I've got to support England. But I love the Aussie soccer team; they're doing an amazing job as well. So shout out to them. But yeah, and I'm thinking, where can we move on to now? I guess, and then after college, did you ever think you were going to play professional? Because I know I've spoken to a lot of people who play very high college basketball and they kind of maybe think that their career is over or they don't decide to play basketball and then something happens in their life and they're overseas playing basketball. But I guess for you going to Mississippi State, an amazing school, was playing professional basketball around the world something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, for sure. I've always wanted to travel the world, and traveling the world and doing something that I love to do. It was kind
Mm.
of, it went hand in hand, and I just went with it.
Yeah, and so first off, I think it was first off, you got the chance to play in Sweden, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about maybe what was that like getting your first like the first call or I guess for you getting the chance to go to Sweden and also playing in Europe.
It was great, man. Coming into Sweden, being surrounded by such a great coaching staff. Shout out to Kevin, great guy, really, really high IQ coach. Also being able to be on a team full of teammates that had the desire to win.
Mm.
Like since we came in, we just clicked instantly. Me, Laura Stockton, and Maya Crump, we just clicked instantly. And it kind of, we felt like we wanted to take this program a little bit further than what it was last year. And that's
Mm.
exactly what we did. It was just natural, bro. It was very organic. We clicked instantly, and yeah, we just won games, bro. So that's
Mm.
good.
And I guess being a country that doesn't speak English, but I feel like in Sweden they'd be
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good at
for
their
sure.
English.
Yeah.
They'd be pretty good at their English. But how was that like going to a brand new country never been to? I guess basketball is a. I feel like if you can play basketball, you can play basketball anywhere, and you can read a playbook. Doesn't matter what language it's going to be in. But like, how was that for you? Was that a daunting moment when you realized I'm going to Sweden, I'm going to Europe, and leaving home?
I was excited, man.
Yeah.
Stepping into any situation that I'm in, I always have an open mind. Because at the end of the day, it's like it's a completely different world.
Mm.
It's different experiences, but you're also meeting different people that will potentially be friends that you have in the long run. You're making these connections with different coaches, different players at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, and just having that relationship could take you so many different places. And that's just what was the most important thing to me.
Yeah, and then also playing in Poland,
Yeah.
also as well. So having that as well on your resume and playing there, and then now coming to Australia, and I guess it's nice coming to Australia. We've had a bit of nice weather, I guess, even though it is winter. But then as well, speaking English, I guess would be maybe a positive because a lot of imports who have played in Europe are
Very.
they are a sigh of relief
Yeah.
at least we speak English, and you might not be able to fully understand us because we have our slang and everything like that. But
Yeah.
have you learned any slang while you've been in Australia, or have you had any Vegemite or anything like that, or have any of your
Ooh.
teammates trying to put Aussie I guess put you through the culture here in Australia?
uh, I haven't had Vegemite.
Really?
I haven't.
Okay.
No, I haven't. I haven't had that yet.
Okay.
But word that really, when I first got here, somebody had asked me, "Am I keen to do it?" And I'm like, "Keen."
Keen. Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay.
"Keen." That's
Yeah.
what. But it's starting to click with me now. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I am keen. I am keen to do
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. I guess yeah. That's
Yeah.
something that a lot of us say
Hmm.
definitely, and we
Yeah.
don't even think about it. So
Yeah.
no,
It's
that's
just
cool.
it just flows naturally.
Yeah, and I'll have to speak to Ella Thornton Elliott. So I've known Ella for a long time, and maybe she'll have to get some Vegemite for you. Look, I'm not a fan of it. A lot of people aren't fans of it, but there's people that actually do like it. So yeah, so that's something else. But yeah, cool. No worries. Look, AJ, I can speak to you all day
Yeah, for sure.
about, I guess, everything that's going on in your career and right now. I guess with how you are in Australia, because amazing. Yeah, I live here. It's amazing city, an amazing place to live. But we've got to get on to the games for this weekend coming up, Friday, June 26th. And looked Rocky and Flames taking on the Southwest Slammers. And the Slammers women, I know it hasn't been an amazing season, but 3-11, they are last. But the Flames as well, they're sitting in second, 11-4. Look, I wouldn't put it past the Slammers to not get this win. I mean, well, I wouldn't put it past the Slammers to beat Rockingham. I feel like they're a tough team. They play really hard, and even like their men's team, they play really hard basketball, even though they haven't won a lot of games. But Rockingham have lots of talent, so I'm going to go for Rockingham at home in this one. AJ, if you want to maybe tip a team the same.
I'll go for Rockingham at home.
Rocco. Oh yeah, that's going to be
Definitely for
it.
Rocco. But you never
Yeah.
know. Like, it's a tough
Mm.
league. You're bound to lose any night, man. So you gotta come
Yeah.
in. You gotta show out.
Yeah. Well, they also signed Casey Valentiapia. So I don't know much about Casey, but she's coming from I think from the US as well, from college. So she's I think Australian or New Zealander. I'm sorry if I'm ruining that, but yeah. So that's exciting. So at least they're getting someone else new. Will there be enough time to get to finals? Not 100% sure, but yeah, they've hopefully they can get some wins on the board. So we both got Rocco in that one, and then Lakeside taking on the Wilton Tigers. Lakeside, very interesting team. I like their team. I think they have a lot of potential to get more wins. They're 6-9 this year. The Wilton Tigers 3-11. They really need some more wins. I'm going to go for Wilton. They had a tough loss against Coburn on the buzzer. They looked really good in that game. So I think like if they can put a full game together and not allow any buzzer beaters, they should be fine. But I've got Wilton in this
Yeah.
one, AJ.
Yeah, me too, man. It's a tough team, but I feel like when you have nothing to lose, you have no pressure. You go
Mhm.
out there and you just play with an open mind, and you never know, So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going with Willington.
Yeah. And then also on Saturday, the Mandurah Magic taking on the Warwick Senators. This is going to be a massive game at Mandurah Aquatic and Rec Centre, 5 p.m. Wow. Mandurah have a really, really good team. And they've gone through ups and downs this season. They've got back Mia Jacobs as well. Claire's there. Michaela Pivic has been putting up triple doubles nearly every week. And they're looking really good. But Warwick, we spoke about Warwick. They're a great team. They could be up there to get into the grand final this year. So I'm going to go for Warwick, but I'm kind of in the middle. I'm just going to go for Warwick for some reason. Something's telling me Warwick, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mandurah come away with the win, AJ.
Yeah, I'm going for Warwick too, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then we got your girls, the Joondalup Wolves, taking on the Perry Lakes Hawks. Perry Lakes have actually surprised me this year. They've finally got a lot of their pieces together. McKenna Marissa, she is definitely someone to watch out for, AJ. She had a huge game. And I guess you haven't got to training yet, as it's still early in the week. And I guess you haven't maybe watched a lot of film on them, but kind of what have your girls got to do to get this one against the Hawks at Arena Joondalup?
I think the most important thing is just to be focused.
Yeah,
Come into the game, be focused, and like we always say in the huddles before we go out, hit first.
yeah,
Like hit
yeah,
hit first. That's the most important thing, and just be physical out there, and yeah, get stops.
yeah. Well, I've got the Wolves in this one. I think you girls should get the win. I think as long as McKenna Marissa doesn't go off for a 40 piece, I think your girls should be fine. So yeah, this is going to be a really good clash. So yeah, I've got the Wolves. I know you've got the Wolves as well
Yeah,
at home also.
for
So
sure.
the fans can get down to that one. Then the Coburn Cougars at Wally Hagan Stadium taking on the Eastern Suns. Eastern Suns had a really good showing against Warwick on the weekend. I feel like if they do that, they have a good chance against Coburn. But Coburn are a tremendous team. I really can't go against them in many games. So I've got Coburn for this one.
I've got the Suns, bro.
Yeah.
I've got the Suns. I feel like they're a really tough, gritty
Uh-huh.
team, and they play every possession throughout. Like
Yeah.
I playing against them, it was kind of like it was a 40-minute game for
Yeah.
sure. Like they fight until the end of the game, and I'm definitely going with the Suns for sure.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
to the Suns.
yeah,
And yeah, they have a really great young team as well. So,
yeah.
as I said, they played really well against Warwick
Mm-hmm.
on the weekend. And then also the Goldfields Giants hosting the East Perth Eagles, Evolution Mining Stadium in Kalgoorlie. So, a bit of a long journey for the East Perth Eagles. This is tough because East Perth have a tremendous team. They're stacked. I don't think we've seen McKenna Dale yet, but I'm not wanting to see a team with McKenna Dale with the with I guess all the talent the Eagles have. But Goldfields have been doing really well. But I'm going to go with the Eagles because I think they're definitely a favourite as well this year to make it to the grand final or even make a good run in the final. So I've got East Perth in this one.
Same. I definitely got East Perth in this one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's a tough place to play there in Kalgoorlie, a long journey. So, you've got to take that into consideration. But yeah, it's going to be a very big round in the NBL1 West. And yeah, shout out to everyone watching the show. And hopefully you enjoyed it this week for the women's division. And AJ, I really appreciate your time. It was great to have a chat with you.
No
And
problem,
yeah,
man.
and good luck for the rest of the season. Got to get some more wins together, AJ.
Yeah,
There's a couple teams around you that are
for sure.
looking to stop you in Perry Lakes and Lakeside, and also the Perth Redbacks. But it's definitely in reach. So hopefully your girls can get together and get some wins.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me. It's about time that we locked in and we got on this
Yeah.
call. So I'm happy about it. Thank you so much for the interview, bro.
No worries, AJ. And as I said, I love watching your game and
Thank you.
very exciting player. So when I first saw you, I really enjoyed watching. So hopefully I can get down to more Joondalup games. And yeah, this is going to be hopefully a big end of the season because I know in the past Joondalup have not been able to get to the finals, and hopefully your girls can do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate
No
it.
worries. And for the guests, well, for the listeners and everything, you got to get down to Ace Ballers, get some merch. Shout out to them. They're helping me out with the show and sponsoring. So everything they're doing, I greatly appreciate. So get down there. One of your own, Taylor Young, is a coach down there. So he plays for the men's team. So shout out to him as well. But yeah, AJ, appreciate your time.
Thank you, man.
And yeah, always love having all the the girls around the league on the show, and yeah, appreciate your time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No worries. And for the listeners and the viewers, do not go anywhere. We've got a big men's division coming up right after this on Fast Break. Yes, and welcome. We're back in the show and back in the men's division. And I've just got my cat Lily on my lap, so I apologise if you see her tail or her jump up on the table because she's very, as I said at the start of the show, being in New South Wales for a couple of weeks, and that's why you missed out on the show. So yeah, she's very clingy at the moment. So yeah, apologies if you see her, but. Yeah, as I said, men's division time, and we're going to talk to a very special guest, and he's had some very big news this week, him and his wife, so we can talk about that. It's Isaiah Lewis from the Lakeside Lightning. Isaiah, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show, man.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. No, I appreciate you having me. I've seen some of the episodes, and I watch a lot of the clips that are on Instagram and stuff, so excited to be here and chat it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know it's your second year here in the NBL1 West here in Perth, and yeah, you've been a very big part of Lakeside. And we can talk about your reasoning for coming back because it's a great club, and they do have a lot of returning players and imports in the past years. Michael Iramagbe is there as well this year. He's playing amazing, which we can talk about him, and yeah, Josh Davey as well. There's a lot of guys on this roster, even including yourself. But first off, we may as well talk to it this week. You and your wife Amanda, you announced you're going to have twins. So congratulations on that. And how are you feeling about this big news that's just come out this week?
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. It's certainly exciting. It's been a crazy week. So
Mm.
she'll be 15 weeks pregnant on Monday, but
Yeah.
we didn't find out until this past week that it was twins. So the
Oh
first
wow.
ultrasound only showed one, and then
Mm-hmm.
last 2 weeks ago we heard the heartbeat for the first time. We only heard
Mm-hmm.
one, and then we went in this past week for an ultrasound, and the sonographer's like, that's a second
Mm-hmm.
head. Like, you got some twins in
Wow.
there. So it's obviously a little bit nerve-wracking when you weren't thinking about it, but I mean, we're excited. We think it'll be fun. Obviously, we'll lose a little bit of sleep, but it'll be for a good cause. So we're extremely excited. Both of our families are really really happy for us, and I can't wait to meet the little ones. So we're
Mm.
good.
Yeah. Well, we spoke off air about your future, and we don't need to go too deep into it. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just a personal thing. But I asked about what you're thinking about the future because you got kids coming along. Are you going to go back to America, or hopefully we can see you stay in Australia? But yeah, what do you think your future at the moment's looking like, and maybe some plans for some of the Lakeside fans to maybe an insight of what you guys are thinking.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we love Western Australia. We love Perth.
Mm.
It's an amazing place to play. I've been fortunate enough to play in Europe a little bit, which is amazing in its own right. But there's just something about, I don't know, WA, man, in Perth. It's a special
Mm.
place to be, and so we've enjoyed it. It's funny. I'm a big planner. Like, I like to be
Yeah.
10 steps ahead.
Mm.
But if anything I've learned in this basketball journey is, like, you can make all these plans, but sometimes God's got different things for you. So who knows? We'll see. Obviously, adding two little ones will change the dynamic a bit. We both hope to continue playing and traveling the world and stuff, and so that they can experience and live abroad.
Mm.
But we'll see. I don't know, but I can tell you this much: we're enjoying every day here in Perth and at Lakeside. So it's been a joy.
Yeah, well, congratulations about that, you and your wife. That's amazing. And yeah, that's it's very exciting for your next step in your life. And hopefully much more basketball, as you said
Yeah.
off air. Hopefully it won't stop you from playing, which it definitely doesn't. But yeah, look, let's go to the basketball side. Let's go to Lakeside, and this is your second season with Lakeside. I guess an amazing club. A very I come down. I know I live. Well, for people on the show, I live north of the river, so closer to Joondalup, and I
Yep.
love to trek down and have a look at all the games around WA, especially at
Mm.
Lakeside. Yeah, what do you love about playing for Lakeside? And yeah, I guess coming back a second year, we don't, I guess 50-50 maybe. We always see, imports come back, but
Yep.
as well, coming back to the same club. So, what were the reasonings for coming back to Lakeside, and especially coming back to Perth?
Yeah. No, it was, man, last year was an awesome experience. I talked, I didn't know if it would work out. I had talked to, last year, Coach Mike, and I talked, I
Mm.
think, in October, and I didn't end up signing until February, I want to say. So it
Yeah.
was like a journey. I didn't know that I'd be coming out here, but man, just this community, the group of guys that we have, we returned most of our core, especially the
Mm.
Australian Slam last year, and so it was just a group that I felt like I had known for years. We get along really well. We did stuff off the court, and they were easy to, like. It was just a fun year,
Mm.
and I think last year, anybody that followed us along kind of saw towards the end of the season when we got healthy. Uh,
Yeah.
we won some games, and it was like, all right, you can see this is a special group, if we stick with it. And so, and like I said, we didn't return everybody from last year, but when we brought in Steve as the head coach, him and I had some great conversations, and I knew what I was getting into with the community, with the group of guys that we had, and so it was something that was a pretty easy choice for me in terms of just comfortability. It's not often you get that in the professional world. You're constantly moving to different clubs and
Mm.
different countries and places, and you don't know what you're going to expect. And so to have that familiarity was awesome. And like I said, it's just an elite community and an elite group of guys in terms of how well we get along and on and off the court. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, last year you guys had a really good chance of getting to the finals. I think it was you needed to beat. Was it Flames? I think you needed to beat twice, or it was like your last two games you needed to win.
Yeah.
And they made it a bit hard for you guys. But Rowan McKenzie came back from injury and looked like he hadn't, had
Right.
any break. He had some big games, and
Yep.
I guess he's an amazing teammate you've had in the past few years. And moving on to Coburn, which was a tough loss, but yeah, he had an amazing final few games last year.
For sure. Yeah. And he was like, you could start to see the vision that Mike put together last year when we all got
Mm.
healthy and were playing and clicking. And it was like, wow, this is special, and And I don't know who made our schedule last year, but scheduling us as the Flames back-to-back games was tough. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, and Rowan, yeah, he's a special player, and he's somebody that like we got along so well last year. We played well together, and even this year, being in Perth, him and I have got together for dinner and stuff. He's a friend of mine, so yeah, we miss having him around. But it's it was just a good group that we had, and it was one, like I said, where you can kind of see once we got flowing and all of us together. We had so many guys in and out of the lineups and staying until the last 6 or 7 games of the year. But and it's just a special group, and the guys that did come back, JD, Garbs, Sherv, the list goes on, and I could name so many more. But those are guys that I like hanging out with off the court too, just like I mentioned with Rowan, and so it's a good group we got this year as well.
Yeah, well, we can go through it. I'd say some of the Aussies that have returned, like Corey Shervill, who's struggled with injuries as well in the past,
Yep.
but an amazing player. 13 points a game, 5 rebounds. And I guess you guys would feed off each other. And what do you like playing with someone like Corey? Because Corey's played, NBL level. He's, been around the world playing basketball and played at a very high level. So, what do you like about playing with Corey?
Yeah, I think the thing that sticks out the most about Sherv is his intelligence. He's a smart guy off the court as well, but especially on the court. There's things where he can think 2 steps ahead at times, and it's not common how smart people are. And he's one of those guys where whatever somebody might say he might be lacking physically, is he makes up for it, and then some with just his ability to think the game. And so, just constantly on the court talking about things. What are you seeing, Corey? What things should we get into? What actions? Defensively, are you seeing anything? He's a great brain to pick just because he's a student of the game. Like you say, he's played at a high level. He played in the States in college at a really high level school there too. And so just a really, really intelligent basketball player.
And then, import this year, with yourself, Michael Imaragbe as well, 21 points a game, 8 rebounds. He's been huge, and what a great get for Lakeside this year. And he's exciting. He can get to the rim. He has some highlight dunks. He can shoot the ball as well. I guess he's like a big, full package for you guys. And that's a big get for you guys to get Michael this year.
Yeah, no, Mike is a mismatch nightmare. He's deceivingly so quick, and his first step is so shifty. I remember the first time, the first training session where he was here, and I was like, I'm just gonna get a feel to see what his game's like. And he was just kind of warming up nonchalantly, and then the first possession he caught it, he hit somebody with a jab step, and just blew right by him, and it was whoa. And I think you see it on display every week, teams, if you don't double team him, he's going to score. And I think the other thing that makes him really good too is he's such a willing passer, and he's really patient when he gets his touches. If I know if I'm open, he's going to whip that ball across court, and I'm going to get a good look. But he's so quick, so explosive, strong. He's tough to guard. And like I said, you look at the box scores night in and night out, and you can see it's no mystery there. Teams struggle guarding him.
And then Josh Davey, we know what he's capable of doing, he's played at a high level, played in the NBL, played with the Cairns Taipans, and he's an exceptional rebounder and also a great teammate. So he's a big addition to the team and played a lot of his career, most of his career at Lakeside, and great to have him back as well this year.
Yeah, I mean Josh is the ultimate teammate. First of all, how he prepares for anything in life, it's no different in basketball. It's just elite. He does everything at a high level. And then he's just a warrior when he plays. Anytime he's near a missed shot, he's probably going to grab that rebound. But I will say there was a game where we both went up for it and I got a rebound. I kind of felt bad, where I'm like, hey, I just stole his. I should have let him get it. But it also was a badge of honor too. I was there. But no, I mean, he's elite. He's one of my favorite teammates, I think, that I've ever played with, just in terms of how he approaches the game, in terms of there's never going to be a question, does Josh want to win? He's a beast. And so he's obviously, again, no secret there, best rebounder in the league, probably in the entire country, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Year in and year out, he's up there. And I just love playing with that guy too.
Yeah, well, as well, I guess going back to you, I guess it's been a rocky season for you yourself. You've had some injuries, been in and out of the lineup. and talk about that. And I actually didn't know what the issue was with the injury, but I knew I saw you out a couple of games, and a big loss to have you out. But how's kind of the injury at the moment, and how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, no, it's certainly been a tough season in terms of that, being healthy and whatnot. So the second game of the year, I pulled my hamstring, but it wasn't bad, but I, missed, I think, just a game or so, maybe, I think, yeah, just at Rocco. And then I came back, and in the second game back from that, I sprained my MCL at Perry
Yeah.
Lakes. And so that was tough. It was one where, coming back from last season, I was excited. I was like, all right, I got a feel for the league. I had a good season. I'm excited to come back. I'm expecting a big year, to help our team, and then to struggle with injuries like that. It's just tough. Like, I think the biggest thing is like that mental hurdle of, you're rehabbing, and then even getting back, like, and where you're cleared by the physios and stuff. And then it's like, all right, I got a minutes restriction for a number of games. And then you're trying to just get in the flow of things. And so I'm feeling good now. The last couple of games I've kind of hit a stride, and but I say that the toughest part was just, man, that mental of just like not losing your love for the game, where you're doing all the unfun things, right? You're going to trainings, you're doing the physio appointments, you're doing your rehab, you're doing all the things, and then game time comes and you can't suit up for a number of weeks, and then when you can, you're like limited and trying to get back to what you were. And so it's been tough, but like I said earlier about the community at Lakeside, the group of guys that we have. They've been nothing but encouraging, and they've been huge in that recovery process for me. Of guys just checking in all the time, asking if I need anything, and just the community itself doing the same thing. And so the body's feeling good now. I'm looking forward to just ending the season on a high note with the boys, try to make a run, make it to finals, and seeing if we can't go on a run there. And so I'm feeling good now.
And yeah, you've had some really close wins this season. I think even round 1, round 2, you had a crazy buzzer. We had some crazy buzzer beaters. I think Josh Davey had a buzzer beater as well. I know you've had a few, I think even last year. And even there's something with Lakeside. You guys are pretty good at, coming back from deficits and, taking the win away from teams. You guys really play with a lot of heart and are never giving up. And I guess that's a huge part of this season, as well. You're 7-10, sitting in 9th position. But even last year, you guys were fighting for that 8th position. And I know every win, really, you really need every win at the moment. Really going up against, East Perth and also, I guess, Perry Lakes also. But it's going to be a hard push to the end of the season for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tight race. I feel like, people will say like every year it's a tough league. Last year was my first year, and I thought the same. But this year, man, it's like there's like that seeds like 5 through 10. Like it feels like everybody can kind of get into the finals if they get hot at the right time. And so there's no easy games, but we've definitely had a few. I think Josh has had 2 game winners. He had one last week, Redbacks. That was huge, and that was a huge win for us too. And so that's the thing I think though about our team is we've been pretty resilient. Like we've got down big in some games, we've been up big in some games that have both ended in close calls, and down the stretch we kind of feel like we're meant to be there. I think every basketball player has probably been on teams where it's like you're just hoping you'll win. But I think we get to that point now where it's like, hey, that last 2 minutes, this is where we're going to execute on offense. We're going to be locked in defensively. We're going to do the scout, and we're going to come away with a win. And so I think, it's good to play in those games that test you early in the season, prepare you for finals, because, those games will all be dog fights. And so just been really proud of the way our group has battled, through all the injuries, ups and downs, guys in and out of the lineup. Like we play hard. And so that's always something we can hang our hat on.
Well, a bit of a tough journey to the finals because, you've got Willerton in round 14 and then also the Goldfields at home, luckily. So I think you've already sorted that out with that travel. So that's at home, and then also going to Morley at East Perth. And that's a game you guys will really need to take control of and get the win at Morley. And then you've got Warwick, which Warwick haven't been, I guess, what we thought they would be this year. They've had some, big additions, Tristan Forsyth coming in, And then Will Cheddar, as we all know, has been tremendous for them. And then you've also ended at Lakeside at home. So 2 games at home as well, and then against the Southwest Slammers. So I know Southwest are 1-15, but they're still a tough team to end the season on. But hopefully you can get, I'd say, you need at least maybe 3 out of 5 games to hopefully clinch finals. But then again, you got to watch out at what the other teams do, because it's such a tough league. And you played in Georgia as well, which you can speak about around Europe as well. And what do you think about our league? And I know as well you've been here for 2 years, or just over 2, or around 2 years, or nearly 2 seasons. But what do you feel about the level of the league we have here?
Yeah, it's high level basketball. I'll be honest, I didn't really know what to expect. I think being in America, Australia's kind of like a dream country to go play in. Like, life outside of basketball seems enjoyable from afar, and it is. Like, it is awesome. I would encourage anybody that gets a chance to play out here too. But then the basketball is really good. Like, it's nothing to play against a guy out here who, oh man, he's got NBA experience or G League experience, or this guy played at this high major Division I school in the States, and he just came from, so night in and night out, like, there's no easy games. And I think to your point where you talk about, like, some of the teams that maybe haven't won as much as they wanted, like, teams can't sleep on a Warwick. Like, and if you look at Slammers, like, their record might be, only 1 win, but they push teams to the limit, and it's not like they're going in and getting rolled by 30 every night. And so it's good, man. I love the brand of basketball here too. It's like really fast paced, up and down, lots of scoring, and you're just in for a battle every night. And so I think it's a little bit different from Europe in the sense that Europe's probably a little bit more physical, a little bit slower paced. But being out here, man, it's fun, and it's a tough league. Like, you got guys night in and night out who can just hoop. And so you're going to have to bring it every night.
Yeah. Well, Isaiah, we'll go to the games we had this weekend for round 13. 5 rounds left in the season, and it always goes so quick. But first off, we got the Prairie Lakes Hawks versus the Willetton Tigers at Bendat Basketball Centre. They've moved to Court 4. There was some issues with Court 1, which I know we've had in the last couple of weeks, and they were struggling to find a home court. So they've moved it to Court 4, and they had a very good win against the Willetton Tigers, and Tigers had a great start in this season. But Jack Browder has been amazing since he came in. 32 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Cam Hufner as well, 26 and 4. Isaiah Moses is someone who I've really loved to watch. 23 points, 11 assists. And then Andrea Grubisher as well with 20 points in this one. And then Lou Rickwood Pitt, one of their young guys, 6 points but 16 rebounds. Huge game for them. And Prairie Lakes, bringing in Jack Browder, he's, I guess, a lot of people have been saying he's, up there for maybe the MVP award. And then you've got Cam Hufner as well, who plays for the Perth Wildcats, and Isaiah Moses coming in late as well. This is a team that at the start of the season I wasn't really keen on, but as they've added these guys, they're a really tough team, Isaiah.
Yeah, no, they are for sure. And we played them the first round, or the first time we played them, they didn't have any of the imports playing. And then we played them, I think, a few weeks later, and they did have both of their imports. And you could see that it's night and day difference. Like, both of those guys can play. All the imports in this league are talented and really good basketball players. But they're a tough team. And I think, again, they got off to a slow start, but they're a team now that, like, first of all, you're going to have to be locked in defensively for 40 minutes because they can hurt you in a number of ways. They play an exciting brand of basketball. They get a lot of threes up. And, you mentioned those imports, and Hufner can just play. And so, like, when you've got 3 guys who can get you 30 any given night, that's a tough scout. And so, they're looking solid.
And they can all shoot the ball as well. So it's so hard. You pick your poison really with that, who to close out on. And that's such a tough team. I've seen a few of their games this year, and they play some exciting basketball. And then for Willetton, Bryce Johnson, he's had an up and down season, but 25 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists for him. Tayshawn Cherry, 23 points, 4 rebounds. Damien Scott, 16 points for him in this one. And then Gashore off the bench, a double-double for him, 13 points and 13 rebounds. And then while I was away, Isaac Gartorna, as we know, a former NBL player. He won a championship with the Sydney Kings. He's played for the Perth Redbacks. He won a championship here with Geraldton as well. He's had some problems with his back, and it's great to. My cat was about to walk in the screen. Great to have him back in the league, and he's really struggled with injuries. So really big piece for Willerton, but they went down by 3 in this one. And then we can go to your game on the weekend. The Coburn Cougars getting a 13-point win against your guys at Lakeside, at Wally Hagan, and Johnny Narkle, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Rowan McKenzie as well, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Joe Bradshaw with 20.6 rebounds as well. I did see Akeem Springs has been out for Cougars. That's a tough out for them. A guy with championship pedigree, played with Geraldton last year.
Yep.
Johnny Narkle's tremendous. He also went on and scored 40 at Willerton as well on Saturday. And he's such a tough cover. And what did you guys feel about this game? I know it's a loss, but what can you guys kind of take out of this one?
Yeah, I think overall there's probably like a 5 or 6 minute stretch where they just got buckets and we didn't, and that was the difference in the game. But I think overall they really pressure the ball. Like, they pick up full court, and even in the half court they just really pressure the ball and try to get you out of your stuff. And I think they were successful in that, if I'm honest, for a little bit. And so I think that's something that we'll watch in the film of, like, how can we get better at kind of getting to our spots, not getting knocked off our line. Obviously, they got some guys that can play. And Narkle, he's a tough cover. That guy's lanky. He's can shoot it. He gets to the rim. And he's got his foot on the gas for the whole 40 minutes. And so, they're a solid team. And there's a reason why they're towards the top of the ladder. They'll be solid, and they'll continue to get better. But I think there's something for us to take away just in terms of the physicality of it. Like, those are going to be finals levels games, and so we'll just have to keep growing and getting better as a unit, which I know we will.
And was it tough to go up against a former teammate like Rowan as well? He played a pretty good game, 22 points and 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Was it tough to kind of go up against him? And as you said, you've seen him personally and as a friend off the court, and you must love to at least go head to head with him now. Being an enemy. Yeah,
for sure. And no, it's like, you want to play against the best players, and I think he's one of the best Australian guys in this league. And I got to see it firsthand last year, like what he would do to defenders and how he would get to his spots and score. And so I kind of knew that expecting it. That was my matchup, and so he does a really good job at playing at his own pace. And he might not be the most athletic guy, the quickest guy, but he's super smart, super skilled. And so, you get up for it anytime that you play against somebody that can play. And he's one of those guys where you're like, all right, let's go have some fun, play hard, and try to win this matchup.
Yeah, he would have definitely wanted that one against his old side, you guys at Lakeside. And then you guys, Isaiah, yourself, 17 points, 6 assists and a rebound. Corey Sherver with 14 points. And then also off the bench, Michael Garbolini, 22 points in 18 minutes as well. So someone who's come through the ranks of Lakeside, and I think years ago might have also played Wobble at Willerton as well. So a great player. And also Liam Patterson's been doing great this year, even though the 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. But no Michael Imaragbe in this one. So I haven't actually heard anything about injuries, but I don't know if you're allowed to say much, but hopefully he's okay. And I don't know if you have any updates on him.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I know he was just at the physio. He'd been dealing with some, just being a little banged up. And so hopefully we'll get him back for this week. I'm not sure. We'll see. But, it's tough whenever you don't have him. Like, he's such a focal point of our offense. Like I was saying earlier, he's a mismatch nightmare for any team. But that's the nature of sports, right? It's just the next guy up. And, the guys that you mentioned, Garbs had a great game. Like, he was instant offense. He just comes in, he plays hard, he does what he's asked to do. And so no surprise to see him have a game like that. And the same with Liam. Like, Liam's been great for us this year. Again, we've had guys in and out of the lineup, so different roles have changed, and that's not easy. But he's handled it really well, and he's been great at doing what's been asked of him. And so those are 2 guys that, they've been keys for us this year, and they'll continue to be down the stretch and into finals key for us.
Yeah. And then we'll move on to Warwick Senators versus the Eastern Suns. I was commentating in this one, and Yeah, the Warwick Senators struggling lately. 99 to 120. The Suns were amazing, especially in that last quarter. But throughout the whole game, they were great, taking control of the game. Senators were leading for a little bit. Looked like they could take it, but the Suns were just too good for them. 120 to 99. Will Cheddar was tremendous, 31 points, 8 rebounds for him. George Pearl coming back off of an injury a few weeks ago, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. He's like a glue guy. He really keeps his team together. And then as well, they've got a new big as well, which while I was away, they signed Tristan Forsyth, 17 points, 14 rebounds for him. He's had a double-double, I think, every game. I think he's played about 3 games now. And then Billy McRae with 8 points. But yeah, they're really struggling. It doesn't look like they've got much chemistry. The offense is just running through Will, Marchand, even though Marchand struggled in this one, 7 points, 5 rebounds. He struggled for a month or so now. And I guess with these new players coming in, it's just time to settle. But I guess a really hard start to the season this year before Will Cheddar got here, before they had Tristan Forsyth. Marchand was doing it himself and had some big games. And I guess, the Suns are just really too good for him. Marley Sam, 40 points, 8 assists, 3 steals, 2 rebounds. Joe Cook-Green as well had a game, 25 points in this one. Taranda Smith, 15 and 10. Joel Vainina, a near double-double, 8 points, 9 rebounds. And then Jesse Pollock off the bench has really been providing some good minutes, 13 points. But what do you think about Marley? I always love to speak about Marley and, hear guys at your level who have been to college and, have played against professional players. Marley's 17 years of age. And, what do you think makes, Marley, I guess, so special?
Yeah, he seems like he just has this ultimate swagger and confidence to his game that's huge. Like, he's not intimidated, it doesn't look like, whenever he's out there. That's who we had the first game of the season. And once he gets a couple of baskets, he just kind of gets that, like, swagger in his step, and he's locked in. They have a great fan base. The young kids love him out there. And so I'm sure he feeds off of that. But he's also, like, always seems to be in control of his, like, speed. Usually with, like, a young guy like that, I feel like you can speed him up, right? Or you might say something to him and get a little bit physical, and it's like, all right, now they're turning it into a one-on-one battle. But he just always seems to be poised. And so he's tough. Yeah, he's tough. I'm excited to see kind of where he goes in his basketball journey. But to be that young and to be never afraid of the moment, it seems like. I think, like, beyond just the pure talent and ability that he has, that ability for him to just never there's not a moment that seems too big for him. Like, he kind of relishes in it. So I think that's what makes him pretty tough.
Yeah, well, they did that without Travis Fee. Also did it without Jordan Simpson, their import. So that's pretty scary. Getting a 21-point win against Senators, as we know, even though they're sitting, I think it was 13th, 12th. Even though they're sitting down there, they're such a tough team, and that's they're sitting down there because of that tough start they had this year. But a tough loss for Warwick. Now 5-11 for the season, but we'll move to the Joondalup Wolves getting 107 to 94 win. Another 40-piece from someone else this weekend. We had some big scorers this week. Sharif Black, someone who I love to watch in this league. 46 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. I haven't even picked my player of the week yet because I actually don't know who to pick. So I will announce that this week. CJ Turnage as well, 24 points, 4 rebounds. Taylor Young with 15 and 5. And then Caleb Davis with 12 points also. And then for the Redbacks, it was Isaac Eder dropping 30 points with 8 assists and 3 rebounds. Lockie Phillips with 18 and 7. Sean Conway, their import, 16 and 4. And then, 8 points for Malachi Cunningham as well. So a very big win for the Wolves as they extend their record to 12 and 4. And a very big win for the Goldfields Giants. A long trek for them from Kalgoorlie all the way to Eaton Rec Centre in Bunbury. Martinez with 22 points, 13 rebounds. And then Gerberwet as well with 14 points. Devin Craig with 10 points. And a really good young team, but just haven't been able to get the wins on the board. And Martinez is a really physical big. Gerberwet has been really exciting guard. And I'm not sure if 100%. I don't know if these guys, this is their first professional contract, or semi-professional contract. So very, very young team. And you're like Devin Craig as well, tremendous guy. Moved around. He started at the Slammers, then moved to the Redbacks, and then back to Slammers. Pharrell Keats as well, really exciting guard. And then as well, Dante Matatakea as well from New Zealand, 15 points and 4 rebounds. And then for Goldfields, it was their big man Lino Manholm as well, 22 points, 13 rebounds. And then also in this one, Matthew McLennan as well, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Michael Jock with 15 points, Josh Duach with 14, and Sam Vincent with 14. They've got a really, really good team as well, even though they're down there near the bottom. In 13th position. So that's crazy. You've got Warwick and Goldfields in 13th, and even having Mandurah in 11th, which they had a slow start this season. They need to get some wins as well to hopefully get into finals. And then also the Rockingham Flames, 109-92 win against the East Perth Eagles. 17 points for Jonah Antonio, Deshaun Parsons, 16 and 8. David Aquera with 12 points. Lee Roberts off the bench, the vet doing his thing, 26 points and 3 rebounds. And then Rockingham Flames, Isaac White, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Tevin Jackson with 15. Brad Jones with 15 and 10. And then also LaQuinton Ross off the bench with 16 and 9. A team that is just looking crazy at the moment, with Michael Harris, Emmett Nah, Blake Jones, Isaac White, all these, NBL level guys. I know it's a scary task to go against them, but how do you feel when you're going up against, Isaac and these NBL level guys around the league?
Yeah, it's one thing. I've always felt this way, like since I've been a kid, where it's like I got respect for everybody and their abilities, but I'm also like, I'm in the same league playing against the same guys. I feel like I'm the same level, And I think most players at this level, like you ask any import, like, are you intimidated playing against a guy who's got NBL experience? I think the answer is no. You get excited for it in terms of like, we know this guy's got gets respect in the league, and obviously they're good players. Like the guys that they have are talented. Like there's no doubt about it. Like Isaac White was the MVP of the league last year. Those guys just know how to play basketball, and they're good, and they're well coached. But I'm also always like excited for it. It's like, there's going to be some sort of a spotlight on it because of the names that you're going up against. And so it's like, here's an opportunity to prove that you belong, right? And so that's something I'm sure I'll keep that attitude as long as I continue to play. But it's one where it's like, man, I got respect and understand these guys are good. But I'm also like, look, I know the work that I've put into the game. I know what I possess as well. I feel like I'm pretty good too. So it's going to be a battle.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's interesting because Marshawn Blackman said the exact same thing. I asked him the exact same question, and he said, well, I'm out there too with these guys. They've also got to worry about me. And he said respectfully. So, exactly, exact same thing. So it is true, though. I just like to hear about you guys as imports, as Americans coming here and, playing against, I guess, the best level of talent that we have in Australia.
Yeah.
And it's great to have the NBL guys come down and play in the West and also in NBL1 because helps our league and then also helps them to move on to bigger things as well. Sure. And a couple of those guys playing in the NBL Championship as well against Sydney this year. So some great talent. And then as well on Saturday night also it was a 103-84 win for the Cougars against the Tigers and Tayshaun Cherry 24-9 in this one. Bryce Johnson with 19-4. And then also Damien Scott with 14 points in this one. And for Coburn, Johnny Narkle, 47 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. And then Joe Bradshaw with 13 points, 9 rebounds. And that's huge for Johnny. And like I said, this is going to be a tough week to pick an MVP or player of the week. Johnny was amazing this weekend. And kudos to him. That's huge. And then also on Saturday, the Suns have been looking really good this season, but the Gelton Buccaneers, the defending champions, they're an amazing team. Taranda Smith in this one, 24 points. And then Miley Sam, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Joe Cook Green with 18 points. And then Hayden Price as well, 11 points for him, the young guy. And Seb Salinas off the bench, 14 points. So a big win for the Buccaneers, 103-95 win. Josh Keys, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Liam Hunt, 20 points, 12 rebounds. Devondrick Walker, 12 points, him as well. Cooper Creek as well off the bench, 26 points. And they've got some talent. I know you haven't played against Devondrick in the previous seasons because he's been out with injuries and taking time off to spend time with his family, but he's a high-level guy who's played in the G League, played in the NBL. Josh Keys just wins championships wherever he goes. Liam Hunt is a vet for the Goldfields and in the league. And even Cooper Creek coming back from the UK and was playing with Warwick last year, sorry. And then they grabbed Verl Williams back. And then their import this year, Norman, he only had 6 points in the game, but I've seen he's had some big impact on the team. They're a really dangerous team. And like I said, we've got a few dangerous teams out there. And as we said, everyone is so competitive, but from Geraldton, they're an amazing team.
Yeah, they're tough. They're a team that, we played them. I think that might have been my second game back. We had a doubleheader when I got cleared to play. So I was like, yeah, welcome back to playing. This is who we've got, the second night of a doubleheader. But, they're tough. They're a team that, we lost to them at the buzzer, and you could just feel when we were playing that down the stretch, they're not going to make mistakes and beat themselves. If they're going to lose to a team, it's going to be because the other team made plays.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be they're going to miss an assignment on defense or not run a play correctly on offense. It's going to be maybe a missed shot here or there, but they're tough. And like I said, we battled against them. We took them to the wire in overtime. But, they're a tough team. They're well coached. They're disciplined. And then you can just see the championship pedigree. They expect to win all those close games. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, where we're starting to feel like that when we get in these tight ones down the stretch. They certainly do. And so whoever they get in the finals, it's going to be a tough matchup, because they're just a solid team.
Well, as well, on Sunday, we had a massive matchup, and that's the Rockingham Flames taking on the Geraldton Buccaneers. Devondrick Walker going back to the place where he's won championships and made a career there in Rockingham. And unfortunately going down, 92-75 win for the Flames, which isn't surprising, but I thought it might be a little bit more closer than this. But Blake Jones, 28 points, 10 rebounds. Isaac White with 19 points. Tevin Jackson, 13 and 5. Emmett Nair with a double-double, or near triple-double for him. 11 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds. And then Michael Harris adding the 10 points. And then for Geraldton, Liam Hunt, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Norman as well, 15 points. Devondrick Walker, just to 12 points in this one. And then also Verl Williams with 10. Josh Keys with a double-double, 10 and 10. So unfortunately, a loss there for Geraldton. And they're two teams I could see in the grand final. That'd be a massive battle as well. So I'd say they're two of the favourites for this year. And that was a huge clash, unfortunately, for Geraldton not getting the win. And then also the Mandurah Magic getting a 4-point win, which is very needed. Both of these teams really need wins against the Giants, 98-94. Ryan Blanchett actually top scored in this one, 24 points, 6 rebounds. Michael Christmas as well, 22 and 6. Lockie Bertram with 19 points, 6 rebounds. Matt Kenyon, he's been in and out of the lineup for Magic. It's great to see him back, 14 points, 14 assists, and 7 rebounds for him. I think no Michael Dupree in this one, but looks like they didn't need him. Sam Vincent, 28 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Josh Duach as well, 20 and 5. McMillan, 20 points, 9 rebounds. Michael Jock with 15 points, 8 rebounds. And that's all the games we have in the NBL1 West for round 13. But we may as well, before we get into round 14 and speak about all the games we have next week, let's talk about Isaiah. Let's talk about you and learn more about you. And as you mentioned, you're from upstate New York. Were you happy? Are you a Knicks fan? Were you happy that they got the championship this week?
Yeah, I'm actually not a Knicks fan. I'm a Heat fan. But
wow, okay,
anytime, I mean, I'll cheer for the Knicks though when they're not playing the Heat. I think it's good for the NBA. It's good for basketball when the Knicks are doing well. And so to see New York City's in a frenzy right now. They're probably still celebrating, but no, it's good for basketball whenever the Knicks are good. And man, they're a tough team, and obviously congratulations to them.
Yeah, well, if I'm correct, Churchville, New York. A lot of people in Australia think that New York is just a city, but it's actually New York, the state. So talk about Churchville, how far it is away from the city for us Australians. And how was it as well growing up in Churchville?
Yeah, so it's probably, from where I live, it's probably about the similar drive from Perth to Geraldton.
Okay.
Yeah, so close to 6 hours to get there. And so Churchill's just a small suburb right outside of city Rochester. Actually,
Rochester.
like
Yep.
an hour or so from Niagara Falls, so like
Oh
nowhere
wow.
near the city. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny. Most people are like, "Oh, I love New York City." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not where I'm
Yeah.
from."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No.
but yeah, no, it's good. It's I would say Rochester, and I kind of, most people would never heard of Church. Probably haven't heard of Rochester either, but I always say I'm from Rochester.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like it's a gritty area. It's a place I loved growing up, and like so Isaiah Stewart, who plays for the Pistons, he's from
Hmm.
Rochester. There's a couple
Yep.
other NBA guys, but like just a blue collar city. It's built on like hard work and stuff, and so I feel
Hmm.
like being from New York, but not New York City, you're always the underdog and the forgotten about, if you will. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's where my family still lives now, and so I love spending the off seasons there whenever I can. And yeah, it's a great place. The winters are rough, but beautiful this time of the year.
Yeah. Well, as well, you've also went to Roberts Wesleyan, if I'm saying that correct,
Yep.
University, and played men's basketball there. And talk about. I actually can't see whereabouts that is. I'm normally pretty good at where they are, but talk about, I guess, your process of going to college there and graduating from there, and yeah, talk about your journey in college.
Yeah. So it's actually like I grew up 5 minutes down the road from that school, and it's funny.
Ah, okay.
I always swore that I would never go there. Like both of my parents that's where my parents met and graduated, and it wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh, I hate the school or anything, but I was just like, I've been here my whole life. Like I'd like to get out and see another place. And it ended up like that was a great fit for me, and I went there and played. I met some of my best friends there, and got a really good relationship still with Coach Mark. He's the head coach there. He was the assistant for my first 2 years, and then my head coach throughout the duration of my career.
Mm.
That's where I met my wife, so it holds a special place in my heart. And then I think the coolest part, outside of that, is I got the chance to play with my younger brother there. He was on the same team as me for uh, two seasons, maybe 2 or 3 seasons. I can't
Hmm.
remember. So that was awesome, though. Just to be able to share the court with him, like we lived together, we got a house and stuff, and so during our college days, that was fun. But it was, yeah, it's a Division II school. Probably nobody's heard of it unless you've gone there or played in the conference.
Hmm.
It's crazy how small the world is, though. That where I went to school, we played against the school that Corey Sherville went to my
Oh
freshman year.
wow.
He wasn't on the team. He didn't come to that team the year after, but I remember last year I
Uh,
met him and we're talking about stuff. I'm like, "Wait, you went to St. Edwards?" I'm like, "I think I played again," and we figured out he wasn't there until the year after. I'm like, such a small world.
uh-huh.
But yes, I went there, graduated with my undergrad. I played. I had redshirted one season. I was hurt, and so I
Yeah.
did the first year of my master's. I played there as well as a grad year, and then yeah, I got my first job overseas while I was
Hmm.
finishing my master's. So I finished that online, um, and then it was like taking off from there. I played another season after that, and then oddly enough, I didn't know that I'd keep playing after my second season in Europe. I really
Yeah.
only had offers to go to teams in Ukraine, and at that time it was like that war with Russia, and so I was
Yeah.
really skeptical of going there. Um, but I was kind of like, man, I came off, I had a great season. I expect to get some more offers, and they just never came. And so, actually, before coming out here, probably about a week before Mike called and offered me a spot, I told my family like I was done. I was like, look, it's just not. I don't think it's like in the cards for me anymore. I'm not getting any offers. Like life is moving on. And so
Hmm.
like thanks for the support, blah blah blah. And for whatever reason, like I just didn't stop going to the gym, didn't stop like training, doing all that stuff. And literally 2 weeks after, Mike calls and was like, "Hey, we'd love to have you." And so it's been a crazy journey, but yeah, all that started, back at Roberts, and kind of that
Mm.
dream of playing overseas was there. And my head coach, he played in Europe for a number of years, and I remember, once I got there and got to know him a bit, he's like, "Hey, I think you can get there. If we put the work in, if you commit to these things, I think you can make a career out of basketball beyond college." And so it was something where I committed to that process, and here we are, 4 or 5
Yeah.
years later, still dribbling that orange ball.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy where it can take you. It's
Hmm.
just, it's crazy. I expect so many basketball players from the show and even at games, and it's just crazy how as you said, the world is so small. There's so many people, I can't say, but there's so many connections that they've had maybe with Australians or Australia, or they've played with Aussies and they come over here and verse them, or it's crazy. But and then as you said, you played in Europe, you played in Georgia, and talk about that experience. I think that would have been your first, I guess, professional, contract playing in Georgia.
Yeah, so man, Georgia was an experience. I'll tell you that. So, my first year, I was out there. So, for people that don't know, Russia borders Georgia, and they actually control some parts of northern Georgia.
Oh wow! Mm-hmm.
And so when we were out there, that's when Russia invaded Ukraine, and so it was like, in our mind as Americans, we're thinking like, all right, we're on the brink of World War III again, and we're like almost in the battlefield of it, And so I played with in Georgia, you can have 4 Americans on one team. So we had 4 of us, and we all ended up leaving before the season was over. Like the embassy was like, look, if you can get home, it's probably wise for you guys to go be on American soil. So that happened, and then once things kind of settled down, I actually re-signed with a different club out there the following season, and we had a lot of success. They do like a promotion relegation out there, so they have 2 different leagues: the Super League, the A League, and so we ended up it was the first year that the club made it in the A League. We ended up getting promoted to the Super League. So it was an awesome experience. I met some really great people I still talk to this day. But yeah, man, that was also like tough basketball. Like there was a guy, I don't know if he played in Australia or maybe in New Zealand after, but like you get some guys that can play high level, Some of the guys that I played with went on to play in different countries like Indonesia, Azerbaijan's out there, France, Africa. So it's obviously having that many more imports. You're in for it just like it is out here, where you're in for a battle every night. It was the same thing out there, and so it was a good experience. That was good to get my feet wet and to kind of experience what life is like. I think for everybody that wants to play, you kind of envision what life overseas will be like. And sometimes you get out there and it's like, what in the world is this, And obviously there was challenges being there. I didn't speak the language. So it was hard to communicate, that sort of thing. But, man, it was a great experience, one that Georgia will always hold a special place in my heart, obviously getting my career started out there. But, yeah, it was a good experience.
That's amazing, yes. Georgia, I've spoken to maybe a few people that have played there, but not a lot. But yeah, amazing experience, and the relegation, kind of what we see in which is amazing, which is what you see in maybe Premier League football in the UK and stuff like that. So I really like that, and even in EuroLeague, which is my favorite style of basketball, and also the relegation system is actually interesting. We don't have enough leagues to do it here, but it'd be amazing. It's a really interesting concept. But yeah, look, we can go to round 14 that's coming up this weekend. And we've got first up the Lakeside Lightning at home, the Lakeside Rec Centre, and the Willetton Tigers. And quickly before we get into that game, what do you love about playing in front of the Lakeside fans? You've got a lot of people turn up, a lot of friends, family that are there. And, maybe not for yourself, you've got your wife. But, for the players, they've got their friends and family there. And also all the fans that come out, all the Wobble kids. What do you love about playing in front of them every week?
Yeah, man, they're awesome, and I think the thing about them is they just want to see us play hard and like compete, and that's really all they ask for, right? And obviously we go out there to win every time, and it's like playing hard and all that's good and well, but we're trying to win, but it's awesome to see, like, you see those kids in the community. Like I'm an assistant coach for one of the Wobble teams, so. Last game, some of my players were sitting on the, court side. I'm like giving them fist bumps and stuff. And so like that aspect is just like energizing, to see people that and actually care about you as a person, that are coming out to cheer you on in games is awesome, man. And so they've been the Purple Faithful this year. They've been awesome. Yeah. So we're just looking forward to every home game that we get, because we know they'll definitely give us a little boost.
Yeah, well, shout out to the Lakeside fans, and yeah, you got a tough one against Willerton,
Yeah.
8:30 p.m. I would say it's a little bit of a clash because it's very close together. The very very so we're gonna have a lot of Willerton fans there as
Yeah.
well. They'd love to show out, but yeah, what do you think about this game? What have you got to do? You know, they've got Tyshawn Cherry, who's one of my favorite players in the league, a good friend of mine, amazing player, and then also Bryce Johnson. They got Mike Vigor. Damien Scott. There's a lot to watch out about, a lot to love about this team. But yeah, what do you think? I know you haven't maybe watched your film this week yet and gone to training, but what do you think you got to do to hopefully get the win against Willerton this week?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, we missed 17 free throws the last time we played them, and
Wow.
so I feel like that's a start. We got to knock down some free throws. But no, I think with Willerton, you kind of know what to expect. They're going to play fast paced. They're going to run their stuff defensively. They're going to pressure you. They're going to make it hard to get into your offense. And so
Mhm.
I think that's got to be a focal point for us. Is like this week, like, hey, be strong with the basketball, get to our stuff, get into your defender, get open. Those sorts of things. And then just, I mean, it's been something that we've been preaching this year is like, just be us, like impose our will, do what we want to do as opposed to like responding and trying to adapt to whatever the other team's throwing at us. So they'll be a tough team, but we'll have to be locked in on our matchups, know our scout. We'll do a good job of preparing for them, but then it's just going out and executing and, like I said, making some free throws this go around.
Yeah, and yeah, Willerton, as we know, very tough team. They're 9-6 on the season. You guys are 7-10, and as you said, you still have a chance to get into finals. This would be a very big win
Yeah.
if you can get that 8:30 at Lakeside Rec Centre. So all the fans get down there. All the Willerton fans go and support your Tigers guys as well. And then the Rockingham Flames taking on the Southwest Slammers at Mike Barnett Sports Complex. No disrespect to the Slammers, they've got a very tough team, and from a lot of the players that I speak to about them is they don't give up and they
Right.
really push. They push teams, and it's sad they've only had the 1-15 because I think they're a lot better than what that record shows. But yeah, I can't go against the Flames, and yeah, they had a huge win against Geraldton, so I think they'll get this one. But I think Slammers will hopefully Slammers can give them a good run for their money, and yeah, it'd be cool to see Slammers get the win against the best team or one of the best teams in the league as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I think that's a point though. I think that is credit to Slammers. Like, it's hard to play hard when you're like you're out of play like finals contention when you're
Yeah,
not playing for anything other than your pride at that point. And I guess for the
yeah,
imports for your next contract and whatever. But they don't. You wouldn't go out there and look at them and be like, oh, they don't care. Like, they play
yeah,
hard, And so again, I would, it'll be a tough task for them to go in there and beat Rockingham. I mean, crazier things have happened, but it'd be a tough task for
yeah.
them. But I think that's worth pointing out though. It's tough as it's been of a season for them. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell based on how hard they play that they're 1-15.
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to be a great one at Rocco as well. And then the Geraldton Buccaneers taking on the Perth Redbacks. Tough travel for them going to Geraldton. And they've also got to go to Albany next week as well to take on the Perry Lakes Hawks. So down south as well, which I'll be going to, which there's going to be some really good content coming out of that one. So that'll be posted when I get that sorted. So I'm really excited to go to Albany next week for that. But yeah, Perth have had some really really good games, and they're 5-10. They've got some dynamic players and some great teammates there, and they really enjoy playing basketball together. A tough loss for them was Marshall Nelson. There's a lot of speculation around him leaving and what the reasoning was for that. I know he did post. I don't know if you saw Isaiah or if you're around it, but he did have a post about leaving, but didn't kind of give us the reason for why.
Right.
So, there's something behind the scenes. We'll leave that. Marshall's a great guy, and he's also supported my show for a long time. So, whatever he wants to do, if he wants to come back, we'd love to have him in the league, and a lot of fans love him around the league. So, Geraldton, I've got to go with Geraldton this one. They've lost against the Flames on the weekend, and like I said, they've had a good win against the Suns though. But that's going to be tough for them to go to Active West and get a win. So I've got Geraldton in this one. Isaiah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Geraldton's a tough place to play. Like, we didn't have to make that trek this year, but it's a tough drive to make. It's a tough environment. They're a good team. Like I said, Redbacks they've got some good players too. Like their backcourt can light it up. And obviously they got some vets over there as well. So they're solid, but I would agree with you. I think Geraldton will take that one.
And then the Joondalup Wolves at Arena Joondalup taking on the Prairie Lakes Hawks. This is going to be a massive one because, like I said, I've got lots of. I really love watching the Hawks, so maybe I might be able to watch that one. And Joondalup, as you know, every year they're just so competitive. They put great teams together.
Yeah.
With CJ Turnips, who's a former MVP in that squad. And then Sharif Black coming off 46 points as well. So that's going to be tough for the Hawks. But there's some good matchups in this one. But the only reason I'm going to go for Joondalup is because they're at home and it's tough to play at Joondalup. That's the only reason, because I think this is like, I'm in the middle, but I'm only going for the home team in this one. And I think if they can shut down Sharif, I feel like the Hawks can definitely get this win. But if you allow Sharif 30 over or 34, 35 over, I think the game's over. He's such a tough cover. So I'm going to go with the Wolves.
I would agree with you in that too. Just because I think this might be probably the closest matchup this week, just in terms of how evenly matched the teams really are. But like you said, kind of give a nod to the home team. They've got an advantage there. But these are two teams where it's it's a good thing to say if we slow them down, but then it's hard to do it because they both play so fast. They both get up and down. But I would agree with you. I think Joondalup will take it at home.
And then also the Mandurah Magic taking on the Warwick Senators. And this is huge because I haven't looked at the numbers. I feel like both teams need to win every game to get to the finals. So I haven't really looked at. I'm not amazing with numbers. Some of the guys around the league can look and go, no, this is how it's going. So I apologize to the listeners and viewers. I actually haven't done the numbers. As I said, I didn't do maths for I think maybe the 2 last years in high school. So I'm not the best at that. But just looking from what I've seen, I was at Warwick the other night commentating. A lot of people said no, Warwick have to win every game, and I'm going to say the same for Mandurah as well. They're sitting on the same record, 5-11. So there is so much riding on this one. I would love to get down to Mandurah to watch this one because I feel like both teams really need a win. So I feel like it's going to come down to the wire. I think in this game, I don't know about Mike Dupree if he's out or what's happening, but. Warwick really need this win. Mandurah need this win. It's a toss-up for me. I'm gonna just go. I'm just gonna go for the home team again because Mandurah have looked really good getting Matt Kenyon in. Both Michaels coming in. They look great with Jock Perry also and Lockie Bertram. So if they've got their full roster, I know they've had a couple outs. If they got the full roster, I think Mandurah will get the win. But this is going to be a really good one to watch.
I would agree. I think it's going to be a toss-up. I don't know. Did Perry play this past week? He was out against.
No, I don't think he did. No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if he's still out, I would say I might give a slight edge to Warwick.
Correct. Yeah.
Just because it's tough to play without, two of your focal guys. But I think it's going to be a slugfest. Both, like you said, there's a sense of urgency in both of those clubs for sure. And I'm sure they're both thinking look, if we can just sneak into the finals, we can beat anybody. But just because they're banged up, I might give the nod to Warwick on this one.
Yeah, correct. I did forget to mention as well. Jock Perry was out also. That's huge. Even though they had a good win against the Giants, I think they need all their guys against Warwick.
Yeah.
But let me go back to the games. Apologies. Yeah, and then also another one which I'm in the middle of. This is huge. This is actually a really, really good round. Coburn Cougars taking on the Eastern Suns at Wally Hagan Stadium. Both teams are looking really good as we head to the end of the season. You've got two guys who are really hitting their stride this season, in Johnny Narkle and then Marley Sam, two big guys. I know they might not be guarding each other in a sense, but you might see them go at each other. This is tough, and I don't know how long Akeem Springs is out. The Suns have been really connecting. They look good as a team, even though Marley's been having some great games. They look good as a team. Coburn as well. They look really good. This is so tough. I'm going to go for the home team. I'm going to go for Coburn. I'm just going to go for Coburn in this one.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say the same. I think that Coburn's playing better. I think not having Springs hurts. I think if he plays, then I would be more comfortable saying. But I tell you what, the Suns have been a team where, like, on paper, like, they've had guys in and out of the lineup, like, haven't been healthy, but they've just found ways to, like, win, and they keep doing it. So it's hard to, like, bet against them. Like, they're playing well, but I would agree. I think Coburn will get this one. I think it'll be a really good game, though. Probably come down the wire.
Yeah, and then another one I think is going to be a massive game. 8 p.m., Evolution Mining Stadium in Kalgoorlie, the Goldfields Giants taking on the East Perth Eagles. Another good one. The Eagles have been, I guess, okay this season. 7-9. They've had some ins and outs. Max Rice leaving, as you know, he's become an assistant coach at Boise State. Deshaun Parsons is going up against his former team and going back to where he played for a couple of years. So this is going to be a really big one for him and a very meaningful game for him. So Giants, I do like their team. I really do like the Giants. I think they're such a hard team to play against, and especially at home. I do not know who to pick in this one. But I'm just going to go for the Eagles. I think they could get this win. And I know that the Giants are sitting in 13th position, second last, but I don't think that matters in this game. But David Aquera out there for them. That's going to be a really good matchup. Lino Mannheim and David Aquera, both 7-footer guys going at it. And then Deshaun, I'm excited for that. Deshaun going back to Kalgoorlie and playing there. So I'm just going to shout out to Deshaun Parsons and hopefully he can get the win. But as well, Goldfields would love to get this one against the Eagles at home.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be another good one. I think Goldfields are tough at home. And maybe this is just because East Perth is one spot ahead of us. I'm going to go with Goldfields, though. And like I said, maybe that's just me wanting to see East Perth, us close the gap against them with a win and them losing. But we'll see. I do think Goldfield's going to play well, though. I think they're usually really prepared for teams. They're well coached. And so, we'll see.
Yeah, well, correct. Yeah, you guys really need them to lose as many games as they can to end the season, which is true. And that's no disrespect to East Perth, but that's how it goes. You know, like you really want the best chance to get to the finals. And even though you guys have to win, you know, I'd say a lot of your games to get there, you also want to see East Perth hopefully drop some as well. Helps you guys. But that's all the games for round 14. And as I always say, download the NBL1 app and check out all the fixtures, all the news, all the videos, highlights, standings, everything as we get closer to the NBL1 Grand Final, which as well, tickets are on sale now. So I know that a lot of teams don't know who's going to be there, but it's still going to be a great night nonetheless at RAC Arena. So it's been 2 years there, and it's amazing. So, definitely buy your tickets now. So, Isaiah, I really appreciate your time, man. We had a long chat. It's great to talk to you, and congratulations to you and your wife as well for the twins coming very soon. As well, good luck for the rest of the season. Lakeside, you guys are looking really good, and hopefully can get that 8th position.
Yeah, thanks, Jake, and I appreciate you having me. It was awesome to spend some time here. We appreciate the love on the twins as well. So, go Lightning.
Shout out to the Lightning fans as well. Get down and support the team, Isaiah and his guys. But for the show this week, that's it. And we'll be back. I'll definitely be back next week to speak to you guys and to someone else, a new guest on the show. And we'll be back next week here on Fast Break Radio.